There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it. No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever. Never, ever, ever, baby. An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it. Yes, it is. You got it, sweet brother. Nothing upon nothing upon nothing. I know you do, baby. I know. Coming right up, sir. Smooth passage. Do you really?
You wouldn't like it if I told you what was back there. Why'd you think you had to bludgeon yourself into oblivion? Or did you not sense yourself marinating? Poured so much on yourself, got a bit carried away, did we, Chef? Yes, you're one disco mother. There's this giant ball there. An evil ape. And the evil apes are juking it out on the ball. You're one of them. It's basically all just... You can't even make out it's a ball when you're joking it out. It's that large. Infinitesimally small. Vying for resources is just a stupid expression you picked up somewhere. The part of the presentation you want to take home with you is
somewhere in the sore, bloated man-meat around you. A sensation. Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, a fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open.
Somehow, you know what it is. A caprice to name a motor carriage. You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. It says, whirling in rags, on the aluminium keyring. There is a single key on the ring. The whirling in rags is a hostel cafeteria on the urban coast, frequented by dock workers. The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside. A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none more likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact. Something you've done before. It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. Like the green shoe that's on the hat rack in the corner, which, coincidentally, is missing its friend. Congratulations, you smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you can still find the other on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room. You mean someone else took your... This person also forced the drinks on you. A cool wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold. This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades. You reach out to grab the tie, but what's this? Diffuse, radiating chest pain. Doom comes over you. This is bad. Feels like sharp stones grinding in your chest and keeping you from for quite a long time. Still ongoing. Finally, the pressure recedes. You find yourself covered in cold sweat and trying not to move. You know what you should do. You should stop the fan and then try again. It'll get easier. Do it if you want to die. The stabbing pain in your chest is telling you. The blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie now. You swoop up and catch the tie. What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie with 4 or 5 different patterns. A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the... Was this not the same Elon that founds empires and lays waste to cities? Virile, uncaring towards the little things? Probably not, no. Hot water sprays from the faucet's base, and steam covers the mirror. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor. As you slowly reach your hand, abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it. Behold. You have no idea who this thing is, do you? Too late. You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Oh wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression? Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself. You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey? Please promise yourself you are not going to try it on any of the ladies. What? You liar. You can't even tell the truth to yourself. Go ahead. Try something. It belongs in the new, the third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market, things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the time. For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. If it doesn't rhyme, you're not pronouncing it right. Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open-air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression. Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Some 20-odd years. There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression. Looking good on you, or anyone. Humanity has run aground it. You have some understanding of the near history of disco. The rest is darkness. Aside from the useless fact that the motor carried, it doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return. There they both are. Two identical shoes, both copiously like two baby crocodiles. Good, they're balanced, comfy.
Hello, officer.
young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28. A silver jumpsuit falls off her like scale armor, sparkling. This is the sparkle of too many nights out on the city.
No. Because you're a police officer, sir. I am, yes. Unless you've been feeding us a set of very well-rehearsed lies all this time. You've been here for 3 days on official police business. No, couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking. Could it be because of the drinking?
She hasn't had time to put her makeup on. This is her morning cigarette. She looks tired, her beauty waning faster than it ought to at.
Don't be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer.
The words have already left your mouth.
What was that? That's not even how words are used. What did you say? No. You see, that's not what you said. You said, come on, man. Pretty, please. One more. Goddamn right you did. You crazy asshole, you. What kind of cop are you? Okay, sir. I have to ask, do you really not remember? Just like that? You drank so much you lost your memory? I'm sorry. It's gonna suck for you later when you have to interrogate me. And for the record, no, I didn't do it.
The door is closed. The door is closed. There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on, somewhere inside. This door can only be opened with a key or from... You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul. Utterly. And it need through a PA system by other people. You should sing the sad small church song from that tape you found. Thought it was obvious. No, don't sing the happy song. You would need another copy of the tape first, though. The one upstairs is destroyed. You should sing the sad small church song from that tape you found. Thought it was obvious. No, you would need another copy of the tape first. man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance. Everything is cool between you and this guy. He's a big fan. Make some small talk. A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it. This is the great skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola. The small steel tag says as much. The great skua. Stegosaurus skua.
Look, your buddy is over there. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead. A competent looks like the bird. This is the great skua. The small steel tag says as much.
Look, your buddy is... Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear.
No, I'm not the bartender.
He's very animated all of a sudden. This seems like a touchy subject.
That period of my life is over. Not everyone who stands. I have 3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here. Not... She just... you know.
His eyes dart from left to right. This man isn't lying, but he is high.
So now you're a cop. Oh, forget it.
Hello, sweetie. You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. As you approach, on the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white rectangles as on your blade.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57.
You realize he is waiting for your name. Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau.
Yes, well.
Not for a moment does he believe that's your real name. He casts it aside.
It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too.
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Not that it also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews? At the 57th, we like to prepare an initial list of persons of interest, and then just skim the surface. Prepare the field, get to know the players. You don't do that? Okay, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's. Have you removed the dead body from the tree? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, the body is still in the tree, where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner. I can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. But I have seen if you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. But as I said, the dead body should be our #1 concern. After you, officer.
If you're about to embark on an investigation, shouldn't you have a badge?
You mean you don't have a badge? Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I advise you to try to locate it as...
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by interacting with...
A colourful piece of plastic is dangling from his carabiner. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. The man does not mind. You probably need them.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale if you have morale damage.
It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit. A young, able-bodied man stares back at you from the photo. Santiago S. John. Your fingers find their way into the shackle, flicking open its spring-loaded gate. The metal loop holds the man emits a loud snore. Is he about to wake up? Doesn't look like it, but you never know. Better be quick. You slip the plastic ID card out of the loop and pocket it. Just for the record, you look nothing like the man on the document. No, he's looking the other way. You find a black paper note with a woman's profile on it. Seems like this woman lived centuries ago. The note says, 5. The sleeping dock worker has little to say about your actions.
No idea. Looks like he worked possibly because there's a strike going on in the harbor. There's not much to do aside.
The man with the unimpressive beard notices you.
Mr. Gart, right?
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41... Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you...
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
This sounds like something you can use.
You said you just got here.
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many...
But you still know your way around, yes?
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here.
I didn't imply that.
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions. His face expresses profound doubt. Ask him about the body's location before asking if he killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous questions, which you can later use in the more sinister ones.
Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there. That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big.
This man means the heavy cavalry of the innocents Franco Negro, sweeping over the plains and nations of the enemies of mankind. 5th century style. Unified currency and the concept of cool came in their wake. They wore lamella and carried guns. But first and foremost, Franco-Nigerian heavy cavalry was really...
I don't know who killed him.
This is it. He said they hoisted him up on a tree.
Oh, people are saying it was the union dock workers, that it was a lynching. The locals, customers, the people who eat here, a lot of dock workers eat here.
Did the debarders themselves tell her this, or is it a rumor?
I don't really know. You'll have to ask her. I would suppose it's because they have nothing better.
You mean the strike?
Yes, the strike. The man they hanged was a security guard for the harbour company, I hear. A mercenary. The unionistas probably thought they'd send a message.
The lieutenant turns the page in the little notebook he's been scribbling in.
Haven't you asked me that already? What is it with you and this woman? She has nothing to... Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back. And because I asked for her number.
Thank you.
I asked an employee out. She didn't want to come, but felt obliged to. It was a bad idea. Now, what is so goddamn fascinating about that for you? It's got nothing to do with the lynching. Good for you. Was there something else?
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real. Oh, excuse me. You owe me 130.
The IIR, or Inter-Isolary Real, is the global reserve currency. Whatever part of the world you're in right now, it's safe to assume he means you owe him.
Wow, you're a genius. Yes, that's right. Money. You owe this establishment 130 real. Let's see. 3 nights at a tariff of 20. Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. What are you, a philosopher? Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room or 8 bottles of... Are you serious?
Some do take recompense, but only to survive.
There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks for...
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Why, you are, officer. And have you found anyone to be sweet to? I'm sorry if I was being overly... You must forgive me. I'm getting so I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad. You know where we are, right? That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria itself located? Yes, we're in Martinez, on the coast of Revachol. How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most... I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Speaking of history, you know what year it is. That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen.
Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty...
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? Nope, sadly not. Revachol is what's called a zone of control, under an alliance of foreign powers called the...
Meaning, buying is voting.
Oh dear. And you were doing so well. There aren't any cops in Rivishall, no. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world, it has something to do with everything. I really don't know how. You were doing quite well up until the end there. It does look like you're having trouble remembering.
A sigh.
But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world... Someone more educated in sweeping matters.
No, I'm not an encyclopedia.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated.
That's a good point. This doesn't look like Rich Central.
Whatever do you mean? Sequence killers? Oh my.
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree.
It seems to me that you lucked out with your partner. He has the look of an upstanding Of course, dear. Good.
Yes?
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with? We don't see a lot of police around here. Of course. What can I help you with? Excuse me? Oh. Well, I didn't write it there. And I don't know anything about that either.
Pig is a widely used term for...
No need to worry. We are not saying you did.
Okay. Well, I didn't. Since the street signs messed up? Oh, that.
Even all the way over here, there's a drop of death in the spring air.
There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, some more tenements. No problem.
She's very well composed.
Me?
She hides it well, but behind the sweat and dirt there is something else in her rigid posture.
Is there?
The quickness of the reply certainly does not prove you wrong.
I'm working. I have a greenhouse in the yard there. Well, as you already know, there's a corpse there.
Don't worry, miss. We are here to...
Thank you.
Salts? Ammonium salts? Perhaps useful for later.
Of course. I want...
If there's a corpse, then you're going to need those gloves for the autopsy.
Sure, keep them. I have another pair.
Kuno's got this!
If there ever was such a thing as an ugly kid, then this is it. He's almost exquisite.
Oh yeah, nappa comfy, Kuno! Right in the dick, Kuno! Get him right!
It's loving in the dick.
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like two black holes and his jaw is twitching as if trying to break free from the empire of his body.
Fuck that! Kuno!
Shits himself.
The rake, Kuno! You should throw the rake!
The fuck does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener. Alright, entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. What you...
The kid moves his hands like a basketball player. Irregular speech patterns. Overconfidence. Could this kid be on drugs?
Shitload pig.
Don't tell the pig shit!
This is where you quickly ask him questions. Real cop questions.
Kuno's fuck imp. Kuno uses the fuck imp for target practice.
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't.
Kuno knows all kinds of shit. Kuno's not a snitch. That's all. Trying to make the Kuno sing into the popo phone. Probably climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that... You heard Kuno? Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional. I don't know. Some fucking Mesk or I don't know. Some other place.
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city in some pulp science fiction novel.
Kuno gives this info out on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know.
Thanks, Kuno. That's one name you can now cross off the list.
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno!
You're testing Kuno.
Get lost,
Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. Fuck do you want? Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno's Kuno, pig?
It's always Kuno, never I. Clearly the kid's using the third-person perspective as a shield.
Kuno doesn't do that smart shit. Don't throw that bullshit at Kuno. Kuno trying to get Kuno.
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you! He's gonna put his hands on you! Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Run!
Help! He's got the Kuno, help!
Everyone can hear. You need to get the hell out of here before.
Help! He's dick.
Escalate, Kuno! His dick is out!
Pigs in here, Kuno! Somebody, please!
How did we get here? How did this happen? This makes no sense. There may still be a way out. Just appeal to his reason.
Look.
For emphasis, a ghost is saying this. A shit-eating...
I know you wanted to hit me. You got that, I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up, look.
Relax. He can't read. There's a dead body, remember? That's what you were doing here. You're a cop on a case.
I can. Kuno can smell that violent shit. I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up. I'm gonna shut his shit down. You're nothing. You're a joke to Kuno. Kuno
turned you into his prison, bitch! You're gonna be in this...
No, you're not. We can just leave.
Bitch, you're gonna be in this shit with Kuno forever!
A peepo is a type of hat, by the way.
You don't talk to me about my fuck...
Okay. Kuno is kind to his bitch. Ask your questions, but remember...
Click, 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 click!
Yeah? The kingdom of... Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't... the fuck about it. You're testing...
Get lost,
Kuno doesn't...
Yes?
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says Just a trash container. Your fingers start to itch just looking at that padlock.
We could try using a pry bar. There's one in my motor carriage, or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags.
He might also have information. There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here. Maybe more than 12. No, 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. 1. Standard work boot. 2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 3. Hobnailed work boot. Steel reinforced toes. 4. Standard work boot. Number 45 or 46? You don't know. It's a miracle. 5. Another standard. 6. An aberration. Light as air. Even pace. Same impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. You're not bad. It's 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. Number 46. But the 8. And yet another standard work boot.
How many? I was pretty off then. I counted 20. I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary? $200? Could it be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other?
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is...
Possibly, yes.
But why?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows. Even easier to carry on a stretcher, or between 2 men. A woman or a kid? Understood. Anything else? Interesting. Let's name it someone operating a workbench with a pedal, like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer? No, it's not. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right. We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. A week, maybe?
It is not impossible.
I pulled last week's for...
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would...
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to... Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing him.
Indeed. They all... Yes, everything fits so well. The lieutenant's eyes narrow.
Either way. What else?